Today on 60 Minutes, Dietrich with Skinny Medic has got top 5 medical phrases that will blow your socks off, boy. I'm just kidding. Guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran, and this is an odd top 5 video you're probably not going to see very often, but we had Dietrich hanging out here with Skinny Medic. medicalgearoutfitters.com. We were doing some videos together, and he came up with some really fun little catchphrases that can kind of help you remember like appropriate things to do in a let's just say medical situation. And guys, if you'll bear with us, I think you'll enjoy them. They're pretty funny. And basically, you know how like the military has acronyms. You know, a lot of times you'll have an acronym that, you know, it helps you remember a process. Like, you know, there's acronyms for everything. So you can also have little phrases to help you remember something to do in a stressful situation. You refer back to your Jedi training, right, when it comes to it. So let's go through a few of the phrases, and you can just mention some situations you've been in, like maybe where you've dealt with some of these phrases going through your head. Yeah, so the first one is high and tight. You probably guys have heard that. That kind of relates to tourniquets. Put a tourniquet up as high as you can get on the arm and as tight as you can get it. So like I think about these in dangerous environments where there's a bad guy still shooting at you or you're under stress. Putting a tourniquet high and tight. I had an incident where like a guy had cut himself and there was a lot of blood everywhere. And like I'm really OCD about my stuff. So I had my boots were all shiny. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to get my boots bloody. So like I leaned over as much as I could and like squeezed the tourniquet, put as high up as I could because I couldn't really see where the bleeding was coming from. And put the tourniquet on. The guy actually woke up from the tourniquet, the pain, but saved his life. But it was kind of like, I just don't want to get my boots bloody. Like I'm gonna save this guy's life. I'm like leaning way over and trying to do what I could do. Well, look, pal, I know you need help, but there's some red stuff coming out of you, and I can't have it on my boots. Exactly. Like I gotta keep looking good, keep looking professional for the next call. So that's right. Yeah, you can't have blood all over you, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's door number 1. So what's door number 2? So the next one is kind of funny. I actually got an email from one of the students who took the class. And I'm like, what did you say about neck to nuts again? So it's neck to nuts. And you're like, what are you talking about? So that's for chest seals. You seal from neck to nuts with a chest seal. So people. It's an easy way to remember. Like you're like, okay, and I get that question all the time about like wound packing a chest. What do I do with chest injuries? So Kevin came up with it. It was neck to nuts, and it kind of helps people remember that that's what you need to do. Like we're not wound packing the chest cavity. We put chest seals on it, and if it doesn't have nuts, I don't know what you do with that. Like I don't know about that. So I do. All right. Now, door number 3. So love crease. I actually stole this one, but I picked up in a class. And I'm like, I like it. Like. Your love crease. Like everybody has a love crease right here. If you don't, you can find your wife, girlfriend, just not at the same time. That's awkward. But that's where you put a knee down. So if someone's bleeding out in their extremity, you put a knee to the love crease. Okay. And you gently slide it in there. There's that artery that goes through there that your femoral arteries right there. But you want to slide the knee into the love crease because you got some junk down there. And if you just slam your knee down in there, probably not going to be the best friend there. So go in nice and slow. Go nice and slow. Don't go pushing in too hard, too fast. You want to go nice and slow. Exactly. So you don't want to crush anything on the way in. Yes. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So love crease makes sense. Love crease. Everybody can get behind that one. All right. So what's door number 4? Is pig nose. All right. So when you go to put an airway in the nose hose, you give them a pig nose. Like you pick it up and you shove it in there. Like so, people when they put the MPA in, like they don't do it right. Like you shove it into their brain. So if you give somebody a pig nose, you can push it down. So that's what like we were talking about. Like we want to do it for you. Like we want to give a pig nose and then do a chest seal. Like we'll give you a pig nose, put an MPA in, then rip the chest seal off. That'll go viral. I don't know about all that. That'll go viral. You talking about stuff going viral? That would be ridiculous. I'd have like a triangular shaped spot with no hair on my chest from that chest seal. And so like we came up with the pig nose. We've seen students say they have a hard time with getting the MPA in someone's face or in their nose. So these little phrases sort of help people remember their training and revert back to their training, because sometimes when it's a stressful situation, all you have is your training, and sometimes the little phrases can be in the back of your head to help you kind of remember what to do. So that's cool. So what's door number 5? So door number 5, this is the one who gets me like in Facebook jail. This is the one that got me demonetized on Facebook. This is, oh my gosh, that's a lot of blood. And that's what we talk about, people like helping you see like that large pool of blood building up. It's not like in the movie theaters where you see blood squirting off someone.
You see in the movies, like that's what we see in the movies, like the horror films, like blood squirting everywhere. And typically it's not like that. You just see like a large pool of blood piling up, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
I should probably put a tourniquet on it.
That's right.
So it's kind of like you were saying, these are phrases that help with people in that, oh my gosh, like that panic mode, kind of remember what to do. And they're kind of silly, stupid phrases, but hopefully in a time of emergency, they help someone remember, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. To put this MPA in, I give the guy a pig nose. The tourniquet goes high and tight, or, you know, I still neck the nuts.
That's right. Now the, oh my God, it's a lot of blood, that could also be taken into account for where if you're saying, oh man, holy crap, like if there's that moment where you're like, wow, that's just a ton of blood, you can probably assume that a tourniquet's in order. Exactly. Or something like that.
And tourniquets have gotten a bad rap, you know, over the years, like don't put a tourniquet on stuff, don't do that. But now our trauma surgeon has gotten so well that we put tourniquets on a lot of things, and they're fine. So I'd rather see someone put a tourniquet on an injury that didn't need it than let their buddy bleed out or let the bystander just completely bleed out. So it's fine to go ahead and put a tourniquet on something you see like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of blood. Just put a tourniquet on. All
right, so wild card catchphrase, I'm gonna add one of my own. And that's my old, I think in one of my old videos, I ended up saying that a 22 will kill the crap out of you. Okay, so look, here's the thing. We actually have that on a t-shirt. So if you guys want a 22 will kill the crap out of you t-shirt, not to be Billy Mays here, but go down to our website and make sure you get that t-shirt. It's actually, we have it on a t-shirt, but I want to get your perspective on that. There's a lot of trauma surgeons are like, man, you know, a lot of people die from 22s. No, I don't know if that's just because, let's just say maybe 22s are really common and lots of people just tend to, I don't know, shoot people with 22s, or is there really some magic thing going on here? I mean, are 22s really that deadly? Because I've always heard all of these stories that, okay, a 22 would go in your shoulder and come out your leg.
Yep.
Or, you know, it'll go in and bounce around and hit things. Is that merited? Is that true? I mean, do they tend to kind of bounce around in the body?
It does. It seems like they do. Like you said, you know, there's a lot of people who die from 22 caliber. Is it because there's so much 22 caliber out there, or is it because it does a lot? And I think that you have a smaller caliber round that's not traveling as fast, that hits bone and moves up, ricochets up, and you'll see it. Like they'll get somebody shot in the stomach, and they'll find the bullet up around here in the chest area. So,
do you think it's just one of those situations where let's say Jim Bob had Grandpa's old 22 and got mad at somebody and decided to shoot him, or maybe it's just, I don't know, because there's so many 22 rifles and pistols out there that it's just a common thing.
And then how many people are carrying little pocket pistols and stuff like that, little pocket 22 LR stuff like that. So. But I've seen other calibers, like I remember a call where a guy went to shoot himself and he missed, and like the bullet wrapped around his skull.
Wow.
So it didn't.
So stayed under the skin.
Stayed under the skin and wrapped around. So it's just kind of those things where, you know, placement, getting lucky or not so lucky, however you want to look at that, is there.
Yeah, a lot of people like kind of he and haw on mouse guns. I'm going to tell just a really quick story, and we'll let you guys get back to your day.
Are you saying the size matters, or?
No, it doesn't actually. It's in the way that you use it. Well, so anyway, the thing is, all right, so I'm going to tell just a very quick story and we'll let you guys get back to your day. I'm not going to mention any names, but let's just say a good buddy of mine, his dad, let's just say is a man of girth, and he's a rather large man. Good guy, great guy, but definitely a large guy. And he used to carry this like 25 caliber like pocket pistol, just literally in his like, I guess he wore overalls, and he always had like this little pouch in his overalls that we carry his pistol in. And you know, he's kind of a big guy, right? Well, anyway, you know, he was in his car getting out to do something. I don't remember exactly what happened, the details of the story, but basically his gun discharged in his car. Pop, you know, 25 is just kind of like a pop, man, like a popping sound or whatever. And he went inside and told his wife, well, honey, I had a accidental discharge in the car, and I don't know where that bullet went. That bullet, it just went somewhere, you know. I heard a pop, and that was it, or whatever. Well, didn't think anything of it. Got undressed, got in the shower, did his thing. He was taking a shower, and his wife just happened to walk by. And, what's that blood, honey? There's blood in the shower. What happened? And looked down, and you know, the poor guy was just huge, right? Big old fat guy. I mean, I don't know what other way to put it, but that 25 caliber bullet shot him across the fat.
Nice.
So like the fat of the belly, it went in one part of his belly, through his fat, out the other side, clean pass through, all the way through his belly, and it didn't hit any muscle, Didn't hit it. It just went through literally like a giant layer of fat, and it shot all the way through his belly, and he didn't even feel it.
Nice. That's impressive.
Yeah, but had that shot been, a little bit more towards, the inside, it could have went right in his stomach or hit him in the heart even. I mean, It's just so random shot placement. I mean, even when you're talking about, let's just say game, right? If you're hunting, I mean, how many people, and you can lie and say you haven't done it, but how many people have shot a deer and accidentally shot a deer, like, and gut shot them?
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, not only the awful smell you get out of that, but then two, it's not humane. Like, you want to put the bullet in a location where it's going to stop the animal from suffering and provide a quick, humane death to the animal, allow you to harvest the animal and use its, eat its meat, obviously, everything like that. But the thing about it is, those projectiles do some really random things. So I thought I would mention that as a wild card. I didn't mean to get off on a story, but I figured people would get a kick out of that story. I'm sure you could tell a bunch of stories about things you've seen on the road.
I definitely, the people that, just crazy situations to get themselves into, some bad situations, we're there at their worst time, it seems like. But it's, we've had instances, like I remember car wrecks, stuff like that, where you're just trapped or on fire. And I remember the funniest one was I remember I had a little kid get his arm stuck into a candy machine. And that was entertaining. Like, the kid wasn't hurt, but that was fun.
Learned his lesson, didn't he?
Definitely learned his lesson. Probably one of the strangest calls I've ever run was we were running calls and night shift. Night shift always runs the crazy stuff. And had a older lady call us, and she just wanted some attention.
Really?
Some attention.
So, that kind of attention.
That kind of attention. And she
needed to be medically treated.
She was stark naked in the bed, and she wanted to see two paramedics.
Really?
So I was like, man, I don't want no part of that.
Interesting.
So my partner said he'll be back. Not just kidding. So we left her there, but yeah, that's what she called us for, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, her whatever. So
wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
My partner said he would take care of it for me. So I don't know if he did or not.
How about it? Well, that's something else. Yeah, it's so random. I mean, when you're in that job, when you're an EMT or you're a paramedic or you're a first responder, it's not like, okay, I'm delivering flowers for 1-800-Flowers or something where, everybody's always happy to see the flower delivery guy, or you're delivering chocolate, or you're delivering a honey-baked ham or a carnation or something like that. Like, oh, yeah, and that's got to be a great job to deliver happiness on a everyday level. But, one of those situations where your job is when something crappy happens, you're called to deal with it, and that it's either going to be somebody in misery, in pain, they're hurting, they're hurt. Man, it's got to be such, almost, I don't want to say a Debbie Downer, because it's sort of both ends of the spectrum. Like, on one end, you're like, okay, we got to get in there, do our job, we got to help these people, save them. I know there's some gratification in that, there has to be. But then it's also like, all right, well, we got a call, let's go see what horrible things happening now. I mean, that's got to be sort of a double-edged sword.
It is, and fortunately, it seems like majority of EMS calls are nothing crazy. Like, they're sore throats, they're colds, they're flus, so nothing crazy. But you do have those percentages why you're like, oh my gosh, this is a really sick patient. And for me, I like kids because kids don't lie to you. Like, adults will lie to you in a heartbeat. They're like, oh, this pain's a 10 on 10 scale. It's the worst thing. But a little kid doesn't lie to you. Like, if a kid says he's hurting, he's probably hurting. If he's sick, he's sick. So I always like the kid calls. They were fun. Yeah. So they're either really sick and they needed a paramedic, or you could play stuffed animals with them on the way to the hospital. So
there's a double-edged sword there, because, I mean, you have to treat each call with the equal amount of urgency.
You do.
You know what I mean? Just because you might get a call and think, this is probably nothing. You can't assume it's nothing, because the minute you assume it's nothing, it's worse than what
bites you in the butt.
Exactly. So yeah, that's got to be stressful, man.
And I've done that before. Get called out for a sick person and walk up and the patient's dead. You're like, oh, they're really sick, and so you got to be prepared, and you're just going out there and you hope it's nothing, but
wow.
So, but it definitely wears on you.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. It takes a certain kind of person to be a first responder. It's not for everybody, but we wanted to provide a little bit of perspective here from Dietrich. He's a great dude. Make sure you check him out on YouTube here at Skinny Medic. You'll see that logo is on his shirt there. But check out Skinny Medic. Make sure you subscribe. He's got a lot of great videos on a wide variety of different medical preparedness things. And make sure you go to medicalgearoutfitters.com. If you check him out, use the code IRACVeteran8888. You'll get 10% off. He deals in a ton of great supplies and things related to trauma and related to medical emergencies, make sure you check him out. Any of your needs, he'll take care of you. He's a great dude. Him and his wife are awesome people. They know what they're talking about. We get all of our medical supplies from them. So if you go through him, it'll support his family, which is awesome. It'll help us. Special thanks to all of our viewers, everybody who supports us on Patreon. If you purchase man cans, we also sell merchandise on our website. If you go to www.iraqveteran8888.com and go over and check out our apparel or anything that's for sale in our store, all the funds that we earn off anything you order goes right back into supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for supporting our channel. Let us know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Maybe we can go over some military acronyms, because I know those are kind of funny. There's some dirty acronyms. I don't know how far down that rabbit hole we can go, but this has been some military, this has been some medical related little catchphrases you can use to help you when you're in a pinch. So thank you very much. We have many more videos on the way. Dietrich, thank you for coming out.
Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out CNE Medic. We'll see you guys next time.